Now we want you to have a look at this picture. Now if you are given the area of this picture is 25, alright, square decimeters. Now in your worksheets you are given 25 square decimeters, okay? But I tell you 10 millimeters equals 1 decimeter. Okay, that is that converting. Now, if the area of this painting is 25 square decimeters, what is the size or what is the dimension of the side to make sure this is 25? And also, I have to tell everyone, let's look at this inquiry question. The inquiry question said, Lisa decided to cut a square piece of cloth. Alright, so this is a square piece of cloth, a picture. So if the area is 25, how long is the side? Hey, some people said 5. Could you please have the discussion with the people next to you and then write down the reason? Because and therefore. Okay, the area is y. Alright guys, don't write because the area is 25, therefore the side is 5. You didn't answer this question. It's like, why the apples you bought last week was expensive? And then you said, because it was expensive, therefore it's expensive. Right? Actually, you repeat this question. So don't tell me, because the area is 25, therefore the side is 5. I want to know why the side is 5. Hey, good. Okay, now, some people wrote, because the area is 25, therefore what? So what is the length? How did you calculate that? Could you tell me your answer? Because and so.
Area equals length times width.
Okay, he said because the area equals length times width, and then?
And 5 times 5 equals 50.
Because this is a square, so length equals width. Is that correct? So we can have 5 times 5 equals 25. That's why the area is 25, and then the two sides are 5 each. Is that correct? Okay, good. Now, just now we use this example to find out the side is 5. Now, for example, everyone, if this picture has the area 1, how long is the side? If the area now is not 25, it's 1 square decimeters, how long is the side? 1. Why? Because 1 times 1 is 1. Good. Now, have a look at here. You are given 1, 9, 16, 36, and 4 over 25 as the area. Could you please find the length of the side? Okay, now let's do that. Or you can because 5 times 5 is 25. Therefore, the area is 25 and the side is 5. Okay. I need to see 5 times 5. Okay. Okay, just now we said the area is 1, the side is 1. The reason is 1 times 1. Okay, it's because 1 times 1 is the area. Okay, how about 9? If the area is 9, 3, good. So the side will be 3. Why the side is 3? Good, times 3 is 9. Now, the next one will be easier. If the area is 16, what is the side? 4. Good. So 4, because 4 times 4 is 16. Okay? How about 36? 6. Very good. So because 6 times 6 is 36. So this is the dimension. How about the last one? 2 over 5. Why it is 2 over 5? Very good. Some people said because 2 times 2 is 4, and then 5 times 5 is 25. Good. Okay? For the fraction calculation, we times the numerator, we times the denominator. That's why that is 2 over 5. Okay. Anyway, let's have a look at all the questions above. All questions are, you are given a squared number. And then you need to find a number whose square. Alright? If I square this number, the answer is those numbers. Okay. Now, in math, we write like this. You know a squared number. You need to find a number. And then times itself. 1 times itself is that to the power of 2. Yes? Equals I. And then you need to find this number. Okay. So in math, we call that x is the square root number of a. Okay? I say that again. A is called the square number of x. And then in another way, x is called the positive square root of a. Some people will say, it's not very easy to understand. I'll give you some examples. For example, 3 times 3 equals 9. This question. Okay. 9 is called a square number. 3 squared is 9. Is that correct? Okay. Now, if I want to know 3, we call 3 is the positive square root number of 9. So we write like square root 9 equals 3. Okay? We write square root 9 equals 3. Now, for this one, we write like square root a equals x. I say that again. This expression means please find a number. You square this number, the answer is a. Okay? You square this number, the answer is a. Alright, now I want to give you more examples. Let's have a look at here. If I write square root 25, this means please tell me a number. I square this number, the answer is 25. What number is that?
5.
5. So the answer is 5. So this is the definition. Clear? Square root 25 equals 5. This is called a positive square root. Okay? Now, everyone, I emphasize on positive square root. We still have a negative square root. We'll say that later. Okay? Now, today, I only want to establish the concept to everyone. Alright? Can you tell me the answer of this one? Square root 36 is 6. This question means, please tell me a number. You square this number, the answer is 36. Okay? It's not very difficult, isn't it? Alright? Now, let's have a look at And next one. Is that correct? Why? Because 0 times 0 is 0. Good. 0 times itself is 0. Now, we want you to remember this. Okay? Square root 0 is 0. Now, let's have a look at some examples. We want you to have a look at the first examples. Find the positive square root of 100. Okay, example A. Find the positive square root of 100. Now, how can I write this answer? I write one for you, and you do the rest. So, for this question, we write square root 100. That means find the positive square root of 100. And also, in some books, you can see they call that principal square root. It's the same thing. Principal square root, positive square root is the same thing. But you should not just say square root. Okay? Alright, tell me what is the answer?
10.
The reason is 10 times 10 is 100. Very good. Now, we want you to do question B by yourself. Find the positive square root of 49 over 64. Alright, so for this question we have to write 49 over 64 and then square root sign. Okay, equals. The answer is? 7 over 8. Good, because 7 times 7 is 49, 8 times 8 is 64. Good. Now, next one. Now we dealt with the integers, fraction, and we have a look at the decimal. What is the positive square root of 0.0001? Could you please tell me your answer? When you do this answer, you have more decimal places or you have less decimal places? You have less because this, your answer should times itself. Your answer should be something 1, is that correct? Yeah. Alright, because 1 times 1 is 1. But tell me, how many decimal places do you have?
2.
Why?
Because 4.
How many decimal places? 2. Why? Because 4. We don't understand that. What does that mean?
Square root of 4 is 2.
Because, remember, when we do, this is a revision, right now the new lesson. In year 8, we learned this. 3, 8, 24. How can I allocate the decimals? Is that here? This is your common mistake when you learn multiplication. Okay? When we do multiplication, you need to count how many decimal places. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. And then you need to move 1, 2 decimal places. So the answer is 0.24. Which means you need to plus the number of the decimal places. And put that here. Now, you have 4 decimal places. How many decimal places of this number if you time itself? 2, because you have 2. Sorry. You have 2 for the first one. You have 2 for the second one. And then you end up with 1, 2, 3, 4. Decimal places. Okay? Is that correct? Please be vigilant when you do the decimal. So the answer is 0.01. because 0.01 times 0.01 is 0.0001.